Good morning. We're going to do things a little bit differently. Down to one computer. I had to ship the laptop back to get a couple of things fixed. Although I do now know how to change a keyboard on a laptop. That's fun. Laptops are a lot different to work on than desktops. The space constraints and the parts, the screws, the screw holes are much smaller. So do have a new set of skills. Okay, this market has been crushed. It is way oversold, and I really don't trust the short side all that much. The first sell band is, resistance is going to be 12 to 16, so an 11 to 15 sell. It's where resistance is, and I think there's probably one short left in the market this morning, but the selling is kind of irrational based on a weak Japanese auction. Based on how oversold the bund was, coming from negative rates back to positive rates. It's paying a 0.72 in interest right now, so there probably is one short left in the market, but if we don't crack this low right here, then I believe this market will rally up because of the 3-year. Not much in the way of news overnight. Great Britain's industrial production and manufacturing production numbers both beat by 0.1% what the estimate was. The Japanese Bank of Japan issue was poorly received. It sold, but it didn't have its historical coverage ratio. So down to the 3-year auction, and the problem with today is that the 3-year auction usually brings in buying. So we can try a short, but I think the trade's from the long side. Given the heavy selling that we had, I was hoping to buy 1s to 5s this morning, but we're going to make it 5 to 9, and then 29 to 01 for buy 2. Okay, today's news: NFIB's Small Business Optimism Index 96 versus 95.2, and Jolts at 5.158 versus 5.13. And again, I don't think these numbers play at all. I think the focus will be the 3-year auction, and I think that's probably a pretty good one. So right now we're already seeing it. The low comes in X period, quite often the low or high in the overnight session. You get that one last move in W or X, and it's where we are. So I like the long side better, given just the heavy selling that we've had. And if you're going to be short, you got to give it a little extra room, but you can't ignore the risk. You cannot be complacent and put your head in the sand if the trade moves against you. It can get out of hand in a hurry. Got to find all my charts. I don't know where they're going to be, so let's see. And there will be some screen rearranging, probably done throughout the day. We get things right for the next week to 2 weeks. And for some reason, on a much faster machine, the drawing tool, Epic Pen, doesn't work very well. It's a drag. Okay, the 30-year, my goodness, down to almost 151, and it is weaker. That we came in 7/8 of a point on the NOM spread overnight. It narrowed. So we're at 15. The 23, 27, got to give this baby some room. It's so volatile. And then we're going to make it 3 to 7. We're going to lean against this high volume number overnight. On the buy side, 5 to 9. And then 29 to 1. Didn't see any news of that anything has changed in Greece. Schwabel from Germany has said that perhaps it's time for Greece to take a referendum and go to a national vote and see what they want to do, if they want to be a part of the EU or not. And Germany and the European Union have basically said you ain't getting any more money without some major reforms. And that's going to be tough for this government because they ran on an anti-austerity ticket. And hell yes, you'd vote for them if you were in Greece on that basis. I mean, who wouldn't? So it's a tough deal, but the bottom line is they don't have any money in the Treasury. They can't raise enough money through taxes to change things, and something's got to give. And because they're desperate for cash right now, my guess is that the EU will get what it needs to get to give them the next round of money, although it is good money after bad. Sell 1, 95 to 97. Sell 2, 1200 to 02. On the buy side, got volume down at 87. We got this 90. So we got this volume down here at basically 89.90. So we'll make 88.90. Let them get stops below 90. Buy 1. And then buy 2, the breakout came at 85, 85, 83 for buy 2. Saw no news on Saudi Arabia's impending or promised invasion of Yemen. Our diplomatic and leadership role in the United States is probably damaged for a generation. The Gulf states are ignoring a White House meeting this Thursday and Friday on what to do in the Gulf. And I don't see how the White House can expect any different reaction than this. I mean, they have pulled the rug out from everybody. They said one thing and done another against allies. They have not adhered to policy without inviting their allies in to change that policy. It's been done unilaterally. I wouldn't trust our government either to do what they said they were going to do. So Saudi Arabia and the Gulf states are ignoring their Iranian meeting this week. So the ability to put together coalitions, to form groups quickly, to protect yourself, to defend yourself has been severely damaged, and I don't see that being corrected anytime soon. Okay, the euro currency's really rallied a bunch, and don't see why they did that outside of the fact that the German Bund now is paying positive interest. Sell dollars, buy euros, buy the Bund. That's probably the biggest reason for this. So this 75 area, just leaning against 1300, sell 1. 1300 give or take, sell 2. London broke out from the 1200 level. That's quite a ways away, so 1225 buy 1, trying to pick up this area right here, maybe 15 to 25. And then we had the London low at 82 and at 18. So let it get stops below 1200 buy 2 at 90 to 1200. But it's nice to get a positive interest rate, right? Dollar got whacked. A lot of commodities and currencies naturally would rally off of that. And crude was one of them. So, where is resistance in crude? Obviously 60-50. So 50 to 75, sell 1. 61, 62, 61 and a quarter will be sell 2. This is where current resistance is. You can see this B period came in at 60-40. 60-57 is a low volume number. 60-50 is a round number. 60-75 is a round number. 61 is a round number. On the breakout came from 59, so we'll make 60, 59, 77 to 60 by 1. And then 59 and a quarter, 50 for buy 2. And getting a little extra support from the uncertainty of what's going to go on in the Gulf. Will Saudi Arabia actually invade? And again, when I was in the military, I did a lot of counterinsurgency support, and it's slow, tedious, difficult work. It's more akin to police work than it is to actually army and fighting. It takes a lot of, but the big thing, the reason you don't want to do it is that you got to put a lot of boots on the ground. And if you're trying to control a hostile population, you used to have the ratio used to be 10 to 1 versus the actual fighters that you're up against. And that's a huge commitment, and it's a long-term commitment. It takes 7 to 10 years to defeat these these insurrections, and most people don't want to pay that price. Which is why Saudi Arabia is trying to reinstitute the government that was just kicked out. Get their person in there. Okay, 75, 77 is probably pretty good support. The market is pointed lower. The only stock market that was up around the globe was China's. Everything else sold. German, French, English, and our market. So we were off some 14 points overnight at one point. So we are pointed lower. Maybe one more rotate down. We're going to put a question mark by 80. Going to try to buy the 75 area. And then 70, 72 for buy 2. Better support at 67 than at 70. On the sell side, you can see multiple spills up here. So we're at 85, getting stops above 87. So we'll make 89, 91. Sell 1. I'm going to put a question mark by 85. I think the selling around the globe, the reason given the Japanese bond auction doesn't really make a lot of sense when you put it up against what historically is brought in selling, but you know the market always needs something. And explanation. So 85, 87 might be resistance. This little area right in here. So we got a question mark. I'm a little more confident that the stock market can retest this low and or take it out than I am that the financials can retest their overnight lows and take them out.